Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Harry, and this is...
Hey, Radiant Blur here. Nice to see everybody.
Yeah, guys, and today we're doing our 15th AMA. That's pretty crazy. We're on our 15th AMA questions and everything, and today we have a special guest here, Radiant Blur. If you guys don't know, he's one of the co-founders of Rec Room. How are you doing today, Radiant Blur?
I'm doing well. Just trying to survive through this heat.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, it does get a little warm up here in Seattle. I'm from Texas, yeah, and it's just getting a little warm here for me too. So yeah, we're just trying to survive.
Yeah, we don't often get heat, so it's hard to deal with when we do.
Ooh, oh my goodness, yeah. Stay cool out there, guys. You guys are from warm places. Are you ready for our questions for this AMA?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
This one comes from a lot of people, but we're gonna ask this one here. All right, our first question comes from Papaganda. It's very difficult to find high quality rooms. Are there any plans to modify how players can discover rooms, rather than being limited to a certain number of top pages that usually contain the same rooms?
Yeah, so initially I thought, oh, this is a creative Q&A, so let's talk about tools and functionality, but Hotscore is definitely something that creators have to think about quite a bit and encounter on a day-to-day basis. So I at the very least want to give some background info on Hotscore and how we think of it and the things we've tried. So as our community has grown, there are now several 100,000 rooms built each month, and we can't possibly review all of them. And we don't want to pick the winners ourselves, and we'd like for that signal to come from the community itself. So we decided to lean into an algorithm approach to ranking rooms rather than a hand-curated one. And as we've heard from you guys, this hasn't always made sense as you watch it change over time, and we've been a bit perplexed by the outcomes of the Hotscore ourselves as we've seen that happen. So your critiques definitely resonate. It doesn't always highlight the things that our team would necessarily highlight. And it's sometimes surprising to see what happens there. So for the Hotscore algorithm itself, at a high level, it aims to represent how well a room engages. And at the beginning, the way we thought of engagement is literally just how much time people spend in those rooms. And that doesn't necessarily mean that a room has to have a high volume of users. It's just that the users who come to those rooms have quality time and spend a lot of time there. And we've tried a bunch of different things to nudge it in directions, slightly different directions over time to give more of a variety of rooms a chance to shine. So we've factored in things like cheers for the room, subscribes, friendships made, and most recently we actually segmented the Hotscore by platform. And we've often been surprised by the outcome, and the rooms that do really well aren't always the ones we pick ourselves. So we definitely consider this a work in progress, and we'll continue to refine it as we add more features and more platforms. But yeah, to sum up, we're not segmenting we are segmenting Hotscore by platform now. And going from one Hotscore to many different ones has allowed us to cater these more to the platform you're on, and more different kinds of have a chance to blossom and find an audience on those platforms. And our plans are to run further with that. So find ways to make the Hotscore even more personalized to you. You might recognize there's a recommended tab in the watch now. But yeah, what you've cheered, what you've subscribed to, what other people have cheered and subscribed to, that's where that stuff's headed. It's a really tough problem, and we expect to change these things a bunch. So yeah, thanks for your patience as we continue to refine the algorithm.
The next question comes from SD Scoot. He asks, are there any plans to be able to create easy customizable projectiles for weapons? I'm thinking being able to change stats like RPM, amount of projectiles shot once, spread, ammo clip amounts, and damage, and etc.
Oh yeah, this is a great question, and definitely appreciate the desire to have more customization for the weapons in the game. For this one, I think I'll lay out more of our long-term vision, and then I can talk about some more immediate options for customization that might get you pretty close to what you're looking for. So in the long run, we plan to make it so that you can build weapons entirely from the ground up with individual components that we use. So you'll be able to decide what projectiles fire, where they come from, how much damage they impart. But even beyond that, you'll be able to specify things like how something gets positioned in your hand when you pick it up, and even stuff like what sounds it makes or how it animates when you fire. This level of complexity is dependent on a bunch of innovations that we have underway with things in Circuits v2, and we intend for the editing paradigm for weapons, AI, and even stuff like vehicles someday to be largely the same in terms of how it works and the kind of flexibility you can enjoy as a creator. But that's definitely the long-term plan, and we'll get there iteratively with smaller steps. So something that you'll see in our next major release is we're giving you the ability to configure the AIs that you spawn. So just like before, you'll be able to spawn out goblins and robots, but now you can configure that spawned object to change all kinds of cool things about them. So you can make them move around faster, or changes to how their projectile fires, how quickly it fires. As they're running around, you can see them skid because they're too fast to handle. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And like tuning the projectile speeds gave me flashbacks to when we were dialing in the speeds for Golden Trophy, and it's definitely terrifying to see a fireball fly at you 100 miles an hour.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that sounds
that's not what we wanted for Golden Trophy, but that might just be what you're going for in your room. So you'll be able to change a bunch of stuff like that. So, following the pattern we established with simple high-level configurable values on enemies, very soon we will be able to do the same thing on weapons, where you can just go change values on them without rebuilding a weapon from the ground up. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Our next question comes from Propaganda. He asks, what is the purpose of the encrypt voice chat option?
Oh yeah, so this one just kind of showed up. During the global pandemic, we've had a lot more folks reaching out to us saying that they would like to use Rec Room as a way to meet up with their clients for some more work-based interactions.
Yeah.
And one particular group wanted a way to do one-on-one therapy sessions, and they really wanted to do it in Rec Room. And so a request that they had was the ability to encrypt the voice chat for those sessions. So that's why we added it.
Joey McMoey365 asks, is it possible to have a system where you can customize where your inventions are in your palette? It would be nice to organize your inventions and have them nice and tidy.
Yeah, this is honestly one of those quality of life things that feels overdue, especially if you're somebody who has tons of inventions. A way to just clean up your stock and arrange them in a way that you like. Not currently planned, but I really like the suggestion.
Time Meal 2 asks, are there transparent blocks materials in the works? I would love this, and I was just wondering if it was coming anytime soon.
Okay, I hope you're all ready for this. Transparent materials are officially on the roadmap, and we'll be starting the work to support them on all of our platforms very soon.
Oh my God, that's great news. That's awesome.
So we're currently pushing to finish a big release that includes some customizable AI and the Circuits V2 beta in early August. But as soon as that's out the door, we're getting started on transparent materials. I know it's been a really long time coming, so hype is absolutely warranted.
That is amazing. I just can't wait to see what the rooms are, especially with the mirrors and everything, the windows people are doing. Oh,
totally.
This can be amazing. So that's great news, guys. So stay tuned for that. Please leave a like in the video, guys, just for that. KMC853 asks, when Rec Royale 2 drops, can we have items from that in the maker pin? For example, chests, gliders, game rule chips, maps, and etc. And also go-karts.
Yeah, okay, that's definitely all good stuff. We definitely want to keep adding things to the maker pen whenever possible. And the two you mentioned are definitely interesting. We might not put the chests as they are directly into the palette. With the new spawner we're building in Circuits V2, it will be a big step towards you being able to make your own chests in your games. And then, of course, we're going to keep adding more and more things you can spawn with the spawner over time. And yeah, as far as go-karts go, we might have a little bit more to say about that pretty soon, actually. So
oh my God.
Stay tuned.
Funadama 2000 asks, are we ever going to add more settings for the tube and ribbon that you can use several colors in one tube?
Rainbow tubes would be so cool. I don't remember if I said this in a previous AMA, but you all do some amazing things with tubes. It seems like every day someone will post in our company Slack a screenshot that just looks incredible, and it turns out they're like 98% tubes used for the visuals.
Yeah.
It's definitely not happening before transparent materials, but we are amassing quite a list of upgrades for tubes. So we hope to have more to announce on that one soon.
All right, that sounds amazing. So yeah, great job on the tube work, guys. It's fantastic. We've been loving the
seriously
rooms.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Oh wow. Sometimes we were just really all inspired by them, just by what is this actually in Rec Room? So it's really impressive. Ashton12006 asks, when will porting custom audio be made easier? It's really hard right now. And also, please don't make the Maker Pen UI 2D, please.
So yeah, it's definitely not the easiest thing to add your own audio into the game right now. We don't have any plans for you to actually import audio assets from outside of Rec Room, but we do plan to improve the process of creating your own audio in-game, especially as we open up the possibility for things with circuits, like you're assigning your own sound effects to play with tools or for AIs to trigger. We want to make it easy for you to add your own personal touches rather than simply just choosing from a list of sounds that we've made. You might want to make a laser pistol that tells you jokes when you pull the trigger or something crazy like that, and we want it to be easy to make that kind of stuff happen.
That's that's amazing.
And then on the UI side, we've definitely heard the concerns about the 2D UI, particularly in VR. It feels a lot less juicy to poke the buttons. And I can pass that on to the folks who are building it. They want to reassure you that that feedback is noted, and they're going to do everything they can to keep that juicy feeling for the UI, particularly in VR. Oh, dude, this is cool. I don't know if you noticed, but when you're out here, it's foggy.
Oh,
and then when you get closer to the fire, the fog goes away.
Oh, what? I didn't notice the detail. That's crazy.
That's like a room moods feature.
Wow, it actually works pretty well too, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's great.
Lazy Seal Second has 3 questions. 1, will we ever get a tool that lets you carve out parts of the Maker Pen shape? It probably would be very useful, seeing how hard complex shapes is. 2, will we be able to change the hitbox of an object? For example, make a sphere that can be walked through on one side for it, but not on the other. And the third question is, a gizmo chip that sends an output signal when a player looks at the object picked in it.
Ooh, that is such a cool idea.
Yeah.
If you had a way to detect when a player is looking at an object, that's amazing. You should totally go do that now.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, that's a really great idea.
As for cutting your own shapes, we really want to add this eventually, but it's not coming this year for sure. So one thing you can look forward to, though, that is coming much sooner, is we're planning to add a handful of new shapes into the palette for you to build with. So it doesn't let you make your own shapes, but it should provide some nice ink savings for those most requested shapes, like a pipe, so you don't have to use 100 little squares just to make one of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
And then the last part, I don't know if this will fit your use case, but you might want to try using invisible collision to do custom collision for whatever shape you're building with there. We don't currently have a way for you to change the collision independent from the visuals, but see what you can do with invisible collision there.
All right, Airhorn Who asked, it'd be super useful for making certain shapes.
Yeah, so similar to the last question, we don't have anything this year for giving you the ability to make your own new shapes. Negate tool is a great idea. That's a really understandable paradigm of cutting shapes out of other shapes. We're definitely going to look into that kind of thing, but yeah, nothing anytime soon.
All right, thank you so much for the question there, Airhorn Who. And our last question comes from CoolJacker3D ask, can we ever have an ETA on Circuits V2?
Yes, we do have an ETA to share with you guys, and it is very, very soon.
Whoa.
Keep your eyes out for the Circuits V2 beta starting in early August. We're going to have a big release with custom AI and Circuits V2 beta. Stay tuned for that one.
That is so exciting. Oh my goodness. All these announcements, guys, the transparent tool. We'd love to hear your thoughts and everything, guys. And if you guys have any questions, please check out the links below. Ask us any questions. We'd love to hear about your questions and all that. And next time you guys submit your questions on AMA, please check out the Rec Room Reddit.
We love your questions. We really appreciate them. Keep them coming.
Yeah, thank you so much for the questions, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And final thoughts, Radiant Blur?
I feel like a toddler in this room.
Yeah, this is a very nice scale room. I feel like, wow, I didn't realize it, but I love this room so much. It's really cool. All right, I just want to say thank you so much to Radiant Blur for being here with the latest AMA. We really appreciate you guys as a community for asking these questions, and we can't wait to see more of it. And please stay tuned for the next video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe for everything Rec Room, and we'll see you guys in the next AMA. Bye, guys, for now.